Greetings, my name is Gary Ariazarin and I'm a software whisperer. It's a title I made for myself when I found that the work that I was doing was really about listening to people, learning about changes in technology and strategies, and connecting the dots. I'm a people person and interested in how to help people get better at software and work more effectively. I had an overwhelming experience starting to learn about the cloud. I was working for a client that was using AWS and had never worked in a cloud environment that deeply before. Naturally, I was presented to the client as a cloud architect. After 6 months, I was able to grow into the role and become one of the experts in their AWS environment, teaching them how their own stuff worked. How did I make it work? Instead of memorizing everything, I tried to focus on how things should work rather than all the facts and details. This meant understanding the foundations of the cloud, AWS initially, and then using that to arrange all the details as I learned about new techniques and services. What I had stumbled into as an answer was actually a modernish science on how to teach and learn called Bloom's taxonomy, and a strategy for using it called foundational thinking. Bloom's taxonomy is like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The upper layers depend on the bottom layers. For this session, we'll focus on the two bottom layers, remember and understand. Start with remembering facts and basic concepts. If you don't know how the cloud way to describe cloud things, then you won't sound like a cloud architect. Next, understand. To be able to explain concepts in your own words. Teaching a topic or giving a talk is one of the best ways to practice this. This leads to foundational thinking. Remembering and understanding. This is important because learning the cloud is hard. There's a lot of stuff. How do you deal with any topic these days? We look it up. The goal of foundational thinking is to build a system in your brain that can help you understand enough to find the next piece of information. Before we start, we need some grounding. The cloud is just someone else's computer. The way you interact with the cloud services is just REST APIs. There's no weird voodoo magic going on. It's just software made by humans that enables you to run stuff on your own. It's kind of a big deal, but it's totally understandable technologically. The core concepts for modeling cloud services are compute, storage, networking, and permissions. They won't teach us everything about the services, but they'll give us a foundation from which to ask meaningful questions and categorize those answers and search the internet more effectively. Compute is the engine that runs our stuff. Consider how you ship packages. You could drive it over yourself, ship it by FedEx or UPS at varying tiers of service. You could also pack everything into a larger number of small boxes or a small number of large boxes. All these have different time and cost implications. Compute is the most expensive part of your cloud bill, and any way you can reduce it and still get the job done is a big win. Your cloud spend is usually cores plus RAM by time. If you can be more predictable or flexible in your compute usage, you can save a lot of money too. Storage is the cheapest part of your cloud bill and comes in blocks and blobs. Blocks are like a filing cabinet for storing all your papers. You keep all related papers together and can hopefully find what you need. Block storage tiers are based on how fast you can get around. You pay for latency and performance. Blobs are like calling someone on the phone, like that. You can contact a single person, but adjacent phone numbers don't mean there's a relationship. Blob storage tiers are like eating soup. You can have hot soup now, but it will cost you more. If you're willing to take more effort to prepare it yourself, you can get the same soup at different price points. Public cloud means that your network traffic is shared, like a coffee shop Wi-Fi. When thinking about networks, you want to consider two categories. Groups of resources that you want to share across the context versus groups of resources that you want to keep private. Use the APIs to create private networks for your applications. Networking is mostly built based on data in and out of your cloud virtual network, depending on if it travels between regions or the internet. Data that goes into the cloud will either be stored, cha-ching, or downloaded back to users, also cha-ching. Ingress is usually cheaper than egress. Security is key, sometimes literally, in the public cloud. The whole cloud infrastructure is software and API calls, and you can customize the heck out of those permissions. Both permissions and network reachability are required for any successful API call. Cloud providers use resource identifiers to uniquely identify things in the cloud. Permissions and authorizations live in their own services, like AWS, IAM, Azure AD, Google, also IAM. They need a simple, parsable way to refer to all the things that need securing. Modeling a cloud service helps us understand how it works, how it scales, how it can provide value, and how costs change in different conditions. Cloud technology helps you achieve great things quickly, but you can only truly brag about it if you can do it economically. To summarize our detailed discussion on cloud economics, compute costs are the highest, but give you the most levers to pull. Networking is the trickiest and can sneak up on you if you're not watching it. And storage is no problem under about 10 terabytes, after which you should start thinking about data access tiers and life cycles. Reviewing our model, we follow the first two layers of Bloom's taxonomy. Remember, use the words that are part of the cloud vocabulary for your online searching and discussions. Understand, Build a mental model around how things work. Use it to come up with explanations in your own words. If you get thrown into a cloud architect role or any new role, use these strategies to build the foundation of your expertise from the ground up. Create a model to help you organize your thoughts. Remind yourself that it's all just software made by people, and you can definitely figure it out. I believe in you.